Good afternoon, folks. I've got discussion A for you today. We're discussing the world's smallest pacemaker. Okay, headline is a major medical breakthrough. The development of the world's smallest pacemaker, described as being about the size of a grain of rice. This innovation is presented in a short news video feature, positioning it as a milestone in cardiac care technology. How the story is presented on the page. The coverage is delivered through a concise video clip accompanied by minimal written context and captions. The publisher, The Hearty Soul, frames the story as a health and medical innovation feature. The emphasis is on the novelty and scale of the device, underscoring its tiny form factor and futuristic potential rather than providing technical specifications or clinical trial data. Key claims and details shown around the key headline. Size claim. The pacemaker is consistently described as being the size of a grain of rice, folks. A shrinking comparison that conveys its unprecedented miniaturization, implantability. It is presented as a fully implantable device, meaning it resides entirely beneath the skin without external components, unlike some traditional placing systems that require leads or visible wire hardware. Breakthrough framing. The page positions this as a transformative step in medical technology, suggesting it could redefine how pacemakers are designed and used in the future. Why the page says this matters. Less invasive procedure. A device this small could be implanted with minimal surgical intervention, reducing incision size, lowering infection risks, and potentially shortening hospital stays. Patient comfort and experience. The discreet design eliminates visible bulges under the skin, offering both physical comfort and cosmetic advantages. Broader accessibility. By reducing surgical complexity, such devices could make pacemaker implantation more feasible in diverse healthcare settings, including those with limited resources. Limitations and missing information on the page. Early stage reporting. The feature is a news item, not a scientific publication. It does not provide peer-reviewed evidence long term. Safety outcomes or detailed trial data. Regulatory and availability gaps. The page does not mention whether the device has received approval from regulatory bodies such as the FDA or CE mark, or does it discuss timelines for clinical rollout. Technical specifics absent. Details such as a battery life, pacing capacity, uh, implement implementation technique, and capability with existing monitoring systems are not included in the short clip. Practical next steps based on the page content. Watch the hour and 48-minute video for the publisher's visuals and narration, which emphasize the device's scale and potential impact. Seek follow-up sources, such as manufacturer press releases or peer-reviewed studies or regulatory announcements to verify safety, efficiency, and availability. Consider broader implications. If validated, this breakthrough could reshape cardiac care by making pacemakers less invasive, more comfortable, and potentially more widely accessible across healthcare systems. This page positions the rice grain size pacemaker as a symbol of how miniaturization in medical technology can revolutionize patient outcomes, while reminding readers that the true test lies in clinical validation and long-term adoption. What the text refers to. The line, this article is from April 4, 2025. world's tiniest pacemaker, smaller than a grain of rice. Developed introduces a science news report about a radically miniaturized pacemaker designed by researchers at Northwestern University. The surrounding page content highlights several uh, shrinking features of this device. Microscopic dimensions at just 1.8 millimeters wide, 3.5 millimeters long, and 1 millimeter thick. It is literally smaller than a grain of rice, setting a new benchmark in cardiac device minimization. Injectable format. Conventional pacemakers that require surgical implantation. This device can be delivered through the tip of a syringe, making the procedure far less invasive. Temporary and bio reabsorbable. It is engineered to dissolve naturally inside the body once its job is done, eliminating the need for risky removal surgeries. Wireless operation. The pacemaker has no leads or external wires. Instead, it draws energy from galvanic cell reaction with the body's fluids. A clever way of harvesting power internally. External coordination. A soft wearable chest patch monitors the patient's heart rhythm and communicates with the pacemaker using light-based signaling to trigger pacing when necessary. Why this matters. The article underscores the breakthrough's importance for pediatric cardiology, especially newborns with congenital heart defects. Their hearts are too small and delicate for traditional pacemakers, making this rice grain sized device uniquely suited. Children recovering from surgery many infants only need pacing for a few days or a week while their hearts stabilize. A dissolvable device avoids the trauma of removal, reducing complications. Current temporary pacemakers require wires stitched into the heart and later pulled out, which can cause bleeding or tissue damage. This new design sidesteps those risks entirely. What the researchers emphasize. John A. Rogers, a leading engineer, stresses that minimalization is essential for pediatric care and that it is, to their knowledge, the smallest pacemaker ever built. Rigor Efmov, a cardiologist, explains the most infants need pacing only briefly, so a short lived dissolvable device is perfectly aligned with clinical needs. Broader implications beyond pediatrics. This, this innovation points toward a future of temporary bioabsorbable medical electronics devices and or that work only as long as needed and then vanish, could transform post-surgical care, reduce infection risk, and make advanced innovations more accessible in resource limited settings. In short, this April 2025 article marks a significant milestone, the creation of a tiny injectable dissolvable pacemaker that could revolutionize temporary cardiac pacing, especially for newborns and infants. It represents a leap toward safer, less invasive, and more compassionate medical technology. Would you like me to expand on how the galvanic cell power system actually generates energy inside the body, or compare this dissolvable design to the permanent pacemakers currently used? Okay, guys, that is A for you. I'm gonna take a break and I'll be back on with B shortly. So I will see everybody for discussion B today shortly. For now, Gator Wellness, take care, folks.